and the mixture of the tarragon and the mushrooms together is just amazing. And again, since this is a side dish, you don't want this to be the main party on the plate. Basically, you want it to stand out but not overpower your main event, so to speak. So I like to, like if you're going to make your chicken, or if you're going to make your, steak, or maybe you're making, a tilapia or salmon, and this is going to be your, side dish, it'll go great with it. It'll go great with basically anything. And then also I use chives, and I'm going to mix the chives in with the eggs and with the cream and with the cream cheese, because I love the taste of chives. I'm just giving them just a quick little chop here as well. And I'm going to go stir my mushrooms. I hear them having fun over there as well. Now this recipe calls for 2 eggs and then 2 yolks. So I left one here to show you how you do the yolks. Like tomorrow what I'll do is just probably use the egg for, I saved my yolk, I'll just make an omelet out of it or something. So it's super easy to do. All you do is you just crack it like this, and then you just go back and forth like this until that little yolk gets all alone in here. And voila, and it's done. And you just put it in there. It's that simple, but it's not always that easy. A lot of the times I am rinsing my hands off now from the egg, which I'm sorry I cannot move that and show you. So, and I'm wiping my hands. So anyways, that's my yolk for tomorrow's breakfast as well. So I got my eggs, and I have 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, or of cream that I'm gonna add to this. So I already had a lot of this stuff prepped because we only have 9 minutes to do this in this video. So anyway, I'm coming back over to my mushrooms here. And we want all the liquid in here to pretty much go. So that's what I'm trying to do. And then I'm going to drain them as soon as the liquid goes. So a couple more minutes here. So we've got our chives, and we've got this ready to go, and then my 2 tablespoons of flour. Now when you're going to season it, I would suggest you season it as you want. I do about 15 turns or so of my salt, because I'm not a big salt person. But you season it however you want to your taste. Because some people like a little more salt, some people like a little less. So, but I guess while I'm waiting, I'm gonna go ahead and get my garlic ready too. So, but anyway, because now we're gonna add 2. I usually add about 2 cloves of garlic when I cook. So, 'cause I love garlic. Of course, I didn't smush it enough as well to my dish here. And again, I'm just going to chop it up roughly here. I'm so nervous. I've never done this on camera before. It really is. And it's so funny. And I don't usually cook in like full makeup in my hair. I had to blow dry my hair today because my hair is naturally curly, and I actually put makeup on to cook. So funny, my family was looking at me like, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing today? So they're so funny. But oh, I have to tell you a story, Paula. One time we were going to Savannah, and well, you guys have the biggest bridge in the world, by the way. We stayed on the other side of that bridge, and my mother is petrified of heights, and we had no idea. We had to go back and forth on this bridge several times a day. We were going, we were doing something in Savannah. It was me and my daughter, who was I think 17 at the time. Oh my God, teenagers are such a pain when you bring them on places. And then my son, who was 2, and he was an angel. But so we went there, and our whole goal was to go to breakfast at your place the next day. So anyway, I think my mushrooms are ready. Yes, they are. Oh, look at all this liquid coming out. This is exactly what you want. You want all of this liquid. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's like a ton of liquid in here, and that's what you want. Now you're going to drain this all out, and now it's draining. It's going to drain for a couple minutes, and now I'm going to add my butter to this, because now you want to add your butter. I'd say about 3 tablespoons. That's usually what I add to it. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my garlic as well, and I'm going to put my garlic in the pan along with the butter, just so it gets going there and it just gets a little crazy. And while the those are draining. So, but anyway, so we went to go, and we wanted to go to your restaurant. So we get in the car, we're ready, because we're going to Charleston that day too. So we also love Charleston. And there was such a line outside the restaurant. I couldn't believe it. We drove by, and by the way, those streets are crazy too, because they're only one-way streets. And we kept driving, and we drove around, and I'm like, how are we going to get in this place? This line is just out the door. And so we asked somebody, and they said it's like that all the time at your restaurant, which is amazing. I think that's so fantastic. But we were so upset because my mother really, really wanted to go and to his. I did too, but my mom really did. So my mother looks like you. She's so cute. She's so well. Actually, she looks like you. Like in the video that you had before your makeup on, is so funny. So, but that's her there, and she looks like you in that video, I think. But my mom will kill me for saying that. So there's our cream cheese. So okay, let me add the mushrooms to this. And then what I do too is I add just a little bit of some wine. I like sweet marsala, but I have a neighbor that stopped by last night. They were going back up north. So I'm just going to add a dash of this. And this is just a sweet French poulet-fou, so it's white. So I like just that smell and that flavor in there with my mushrooms. So, and also what I did is I sprayed my pans. How I like to place these is I put them in muffin pans, and you can still use the ramekins like that, but spray them really good because you're not going to take them out till they are room temperature. You're going to serve this at room temperature. You're not going to serve this hot, by the way. Room temperature. So this is a great dish that you can actually make the day before your party, or even 2 days before, and it's still going to be fine, and it's still going to taste just as good. So anyway, so they're ready to go ahead of time, and I just, like I said, spray it with the cooking spray a little bit here, which I like to use as well. But, and then I got my flour, and we're pretty good to go here. And of course, now I'm going to add the tarragon to this too. My yummy tarragon, I love it. And we're just going to give it a good stir here. Oh, this is coming along yummy. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the cream cheese. You can cut up the cream cheese if you like. I'm going to just put it in the bowl because I'm going to pour the mushrooms on top of this as well. And you know what? I'm going to mix up these eggs too. I forgot about that while we're just sitting here talking, and those are cooking. So let me give this, and I thought I grabbed a fork. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to just add the salt to the eggs. Like I said, 15 times around twice. I did, of course it's sticking. Here we go. And then you could just add your chives to this as well. And I'm going to save just a little scoop of my chives just to add again. So we are almost there. Almost. In fact, here we go. Here we go. And I'm going to just preheat my oven to 350. This is just going to sit on top of there for 1 minute. I'm going to heat my oven up right now to 350, and I'm going to turn this off. And I don't want to scramble my eggs, so I'm going to just wait a minute with this and see. Look how great this cream cheese is just melting with this. It is just really just melting so good because it's so warm and hot with the mushrooms that the cream cheese just turns into this beautiful, like creamy, and it's just lovely looking. So that's what I'm going to do, and now I'm going to add my eggs, and I'm going to whisk it all up all at once here. And I don't want it, like I said, to end up scrambling it all. So we're just going to do that, and then we're just going to do the flour, and we're pretty much ready to put it in its place in there and put it in its little pans, and it is ready to go. And then I'm going to show you one that's already all done. So I'm just going to put one in there so you can see what it looks like going into it. Let's see. And I am going to just put a couple in here like so. In fact, I usually just use a serving, and I usually just put 2 scoops in like this of each, and then I usually just go ahead with my ramekins and just same with my, I just do 2 big scoops in each of them. And then I'm going to show you what I like to do when it's finished, because I do have some that's already finished here. So I would fill this up, and I would do this, and I would put it in the oven at 350 and cook it for 40 minutes until it is a beautiful golden brown on the top, and this is what they're going to look like. And in fact, I like to serve it with olive oil on the arugula. I like arugula with it, and salt and pepper on the side. So, and this is what they're going to look like. So I'm going to show you over here When they are finished, they're gonna look something like this. Like that.